It's happened again. Big problems with the van, which clearly now blown the buggery, which then took us down an even sketchier route, which then left us pretty much at a dead end and there was only one way out, and that was to reverse back up the hill. I don't even know what a flywheel is, by the way. How much is it going to cost? I've not been doing so well. Sleepless night. You know the way you randomly see pairs of shorts just lying at the side of the road? Well, now my shorts are randomly lying at the side of the road, which wasn't very hard to do, just smell it.
Let's just say there was a few tears.
Probably double that number. You know, the van's not drivable. Cost came in, it was
a shock. It was a big shock because it was double what we were expecting. Yeah. So
the cost has
it's impacted us rather
significantly impacted us, and we need a bit of time to decompress and decide what we're going to do. It sucks ass. That's what it does. Oh, and there she is. Welcome back to the channel, guys, and welcome back to Slovenia. So after last week's little exploration around Ljubljana, we have found ourselves back in our natural environment. And actually that started a few days before we went to Ljubljana. We actually went to Skujjan Caves.
Something like that.
And I'll show you a little bit of that footage now. That's us out of the internal cave system, which unfortunately no photos, no video. Very impressive actually. I think the most impressive part was actually once you get through the sort of cave system with the stalactites and the stalagmites, you actually end up going through the canyon system, which is really impressive. It was, if you imagine some of the scenes of going into the kind of the Orc kingdom in Lord of the Rings, very much like that. But we are now we're still in the cave system, but it's the kind of external cave system that's been created. Oh, it looks like we're actually going inside again.
Yeah, I wouldn't come for the stalactites, stalagmites. It's not about that. It's about something completely different.
Oh, there you go.
By heart, and now I sing. I'm with you.
Up we go.
I have got no hiking in my legs whatsoever. This is hard work. Oh. What's with the steps, people? Can't you just create slopes?
I'm turning up the radio, 'cause I'm with you now. You and me, we know that love is in the air, like the wind blowing through your hair.
Tell you what though, it's fabulous to be back out amongst nature again. Enough of that old villages and castles and all that. I'm sure I'll be having some of that anywhere in Slovenia, but it's so nice just to be out walking in amongst nature. Really good cave system. Right, wonderful.
Again, but I'm happy as can be.
Yes, that's Nicola pointing in the little nooks and crannies that she's gutted that she can't go into. It was quite funny, just as the tour was coming to an end, two of the other tour guides, they split you up into several groups. Two of the other tour guides came back and disappeared off into one of the little nooks and crannies, and she was like, I want to go there!
Keep telling all the friends we know that I'm with you now. Remember when my world was falling apart?
So guys, if you come to these caves, you've got three options to exit. One is a really short 15-minute walk, and then you've got two other ones. Take option 3, because you do go through some fantastic caves on the way out. Yeah. Really worth it.
I can't believe how good it is, and this bit's not even part of the official tour.
Yeah, definitely. So take option 3.
Yeah.
It's about an hour or so walk, I guess, so quite beautiful, because you come through 2 or 3 other stunning caves. Fabulous.
Just seen a fish.
Oh, I could go fish supper.
Fish. They look like they're selling really good burgers at the entrance as well. It's nearly lunchtime.
Almost lunchtime. Well, you know, we like to give back to the local tourism.
I think we're giving back enough for the prices they charge for entry.
Maybe it comes with a free burger.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
All the way through the cave system inside, there was the old paths that they used to use in the 1930s and 1940s. They actually had a via ferrata in here as well. You can still see the remnants of that. Looked like a slightly more sketchy way to see the cave. So you know the way whenever you come across hiking routes and you're not quite sure which colour code to follow? I think I'll be following the yellow route. Yeah, so the number 3 hiking path finishes off with about a couple of hundred steps up, bringing you to the road, which is then about 400 metres from the parking lot.
You notice how much quicker I started moving?
Did you smell the burgers?
I did. I saw beer, toilet, ice cream. Yeah, that was enough.
All of the key food groups. Right, back to the... I'm not going to say van just in case we have a little detour. And then after Ljubljana, we actually stopped over in a little campsite to do a little bit of work, but we managed to fit in a little bit of natural environment as well. I'll take you back to that now. So guys, yes, we are parked up at a campsite for a couple of days. We've both had quite a lot of work to do, but it's quite nice because it's nestled amongst the Slovenian countryside. We're kind of in the foothills of the Julian Alps, which is on the northwestern side of Slovenia. But in between a bit of a work session, we're just out for a very short bimble up to a little waterfall that's up here.
I had 10 hours at the computer all day yesterday,
Yeah,
and I felt today just needed to at least see a little bit of the area.
Yeah. I've been out doing a morning run, and let's just say you can tell that you're in the foothills of the Alps because it's very hilly. But the little waterfall up here, it's only about 0.6, 0.7 of a mile away. Go up and see it. I ran up there this morning and I disturbed 2 people who were very naked in it. So fingers crossed they're not a feature of the waterfall because they didn't exactly have well, you get my drift. Anyway, onward. A bit of a scramble. Whoa. Nice little scramble back down again. Yeah, so the waterfall itself isn't too bad. Very, very small, but as I said, it was only about 0.6 of a mile away from our camping ground. So I think what we're going to do is to extend our little work break is we're going to walk down into the little village. I say little village, it's just a bunch of little houses. I don't think there's even a shop. I thought there was a bakery, but turns out where I thought it said pastries, it said Pilates. And as Nicola said, no point in
doing Pilates if you haven't got pastries.
Exactly. We should get on a t-shirt. No pastries, no Pilates. Right, let's wander down to the little village. So this is the little village. It's about about a K away from our campsite. Nothing really in it. I thought there was a pastry shop, but Pilates. What a stunning place to call home. And there is a hike that starts where I'm standing now. It's about 7k up to Kofka, K-O-F-C-E. But we just don't have the time because we're moving on tomorrow. Looks like it goes right up onto this ridgeline up here, which would be pretty cool to do, but stunning place to call home. The village that we can't pronounce. Podjuli.
Can't pronounce anything here.
True. Should we walk up a wee bit?
Go on then.
Go on then. We thought we'd be able to climb up about a quarter of a K and get some views, but it looks like it's all in the forest and the path now disappears off the road into the forest here. One for next time. One for next time.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, we do have to work as well.
Yeah. And as I say, we're not coming back to this area anytime, well, in the next week or so, because it's just too busy. So We're heading, still I think it'll be quite pretty, but I think the eastern side is a little bit more subdued from a mountainous perspective. I think there's a few areas of nice mountains and nice hills,
I
but
think I've been told it's more rolling hills than big mountains.
there you go.
Probably still big compared to what we're used
I
to
know.
in the Cambridge.
I still remember that time in Spain. We walked up to a viewpoint, and the viewpoint was higher than Ben Nevis.
So rolling hills probably for us will still be pretty big.
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to wander back to the campsite. Maybe a cup of tea time, I think.
Yeah, let's see. Here's my work through.
And probably some work for us both. So,
It's not here yet, so we've still got some time.
still got time for a cup of tea. Back down we go.
Just a note about the campsites, it's incredibly difficult to get in anywhere in August. So if you're planning on going somewhere, make sure you book well in advance. Thankfully, a guy squeezed us in beside the bar, which actually closed at 10, so it wasn't noisy or anything.
Yeah.
And if it hadn't been for that, I'm not quite sure what we would have done, because the area is just rammed.
Really rammed. And in fact, on that point, we had planned to go into the national park and around the Lake Blade area, but it really is, we're now recording this about the third week in August, and it is, just as Nicola says, completely rammed. So we're having to change our plan somewhat and go and explore eastern Slovenia. And that's actually starting out with where we are right now, and that is...
I think the park's called Loganska Dolina or something, but it's the Logar Valley, and it's about, 7 to 10 kilometres long. We've come and we're just going to do a short walk, but if you've got a bike, it's a far better idea to bring a bike here.
And it's really busy. Saturday today,
Yeah.
really busy. All the car parks are completely full, so we just had to throw the van into the side of the road. We're about 2.5k from Rinka Waterfall.
Oh, and it's €8 to get into the park.
It is, yes.
Yeah, one-off fee, but it lasts you the whole day.
Yep. So we're going to take a wander up to Rinka Waterfall, but it just feels so nice to be back in nature.
I know it's nothing new, but it's so good to see you.
So guys, as well, whenever we were driving up, and it's quite evident here as well, last year I think in August, and in fact a couple of weeks ago, this area in Slovenia has been hit by some pretty devastating floods. I mean, there was actually a whole house almost on its side. Yeah, pretty devastating.
It's just us two, me and you.
And actually right now, the river that comes through here is completely dry. We have also discovered a massive car park that we could have parked in, but look at the views behind us as well. Oh. Hard to believe that this was a massive torrent, and yet the devastation it caused was just crazy. Anyway, on to the waterfall. Although I've just had a thought, if the river's really dry, I wonder will there even be a waterfall?
I hope it never ends, it's being more than friends. Yeah.
Last little push up. I think this was one of the car parks that was closed during the flooding, and it does look like we can actually have eyes on the waterfall now. It does look like there was actually a little bit of water in it, thankfully. Bit of a steep climb up, mind you.
Is that the highest mountains I've seen on our travels?
I've got no idea.
You usually know this sort of thing.
Sprung that one on me. Well, I don't know what height these ones are compared to what we saw in the Spanish Pyrenees. So, answers on a postcard.
Even from here, I can actually feel the waterfall, the sprays of water. It's fabulous. And the views.
Still can't believe you love me.
It's really quite refreshing. Oh,
Wow.
oh man. Oh, that's refreshing.
That's gorgeous.
Right, waterfall done. Now we're going to go and see whether we can grab a coffee in the little shack that's built onto the side of the hill.
Lucky you won't
What are you at?
Spruce liqueur. Apparently it comes from the trees. It's a local thing.
Well, we came here for tea.
It's really nice. It's really nice. Very sweet actually, but I like my liqueurs.
Good job, the working week's finished.
It's nice. It's nice.
You're barking mad.
It's terrible.
That was very nice indeed. Well, I wasn't a big fan of the tree sap liqueur.
Oh, spruce liqueur. I like it.
So we've got about an hour's walk back down to the van, and hopefully on to another bit of Slovenia's beautiful countryside. But this has been stunning, really, really nice. Definitely worthwhile coming up. Bit of a sketchy way back down again though, mind you. You know how much Nicola loves her scree. Right, catch up in a bit.
Can't believe you love me. Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light starts,
So that was the Alpine road we've just driven. A little bit sketchy at times, but it brings you up to this viewpoint overlooking Logar Valley and the mountains that we were actually sort of walking in below about an hour ago. And as you can see, as is quite often the case in these parts in the summer months, next to a big old storm moving through. I think I can actually hear a little bit of thunder. You can probably hear the cow bells down here as well.
Donkey.
What?
There's a donkey. No, I'm not calling you donkey. There's a donkey.
Mountain bike heaven up around these parts. But
I
yeah,
feel like we're Julie Andrews should be singing Sound of Music.
let's not do that. Not
I
only
said
would,
Julie Andrews, not me.
not only would we lose subscribers, but we'd get demonetized. Yeah, I reckon we're going to see some big storms over these clouds here, over these mountains here. But yeah, really beautiful.
beyond all.
And a couple of 100 meters on, another rather stunning viewpoint. Wow. This is pretty incredible. It's a real shame that Slovenia has such tight laws on wild camping and wild parking, because there's a few bits up here that would just be incredible to be able to park at. Stunning.
Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy.
Yeah, Slovenia, you're missing out. Turn little farmsteads like this into camper stops. We'll come and eat your dumplings and sleep in your yard. Oh, look at this. Oh.
Yeah, apparently you have to try those.
I have to.
Yes, you have. It's the law in Slovenia.
I'm not quite sure our van would get back out of this steep hill, mind you. That is rather stunning. Oh, Slovenia. You're very fast becoming a favourite country.
Oh, yeah.
Breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes. Undercover agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond all. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes. Undercover agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond all.
Well guys, it's happened again. Problems with the van, and I think this time big problems with the van. So to cut a long story short, we were planning on doing the treetop walk at Rogla yesterday, and when we got there the weather had kind of closed in a little bit. So we thought, look, there's a free air quite close to this place, let's just go and stay there overnight. So we went driving there, and about a minute before we got there, we'd been out running that morning in Celje, and I remembered that all my stuff I had left on the back of the van, which clearly now had blown to buggery. So we went back and forward whether we should go back and get it. It was about an hour's drive back. So we said, yeah, let's do it. And mistakenly, instead of going out the way we came in, we decided to follow Google Maps, which took us down a pretty sketchy road, which then took us down an even sketchier road, which then left us pretty much at a dead end on a slope like this. And there was only one way out, and that was to reverse back up the hill. And I think in doing so, we have buggered the clutch. Yeah, clutch is gone. So we're now about 10 miles outside Maribor. We managed to kind of limp here, and we're going to phone the garage in about 10-15 minutes. I have a chap on standby who's going to do some translation for me on the little option keys. While I'm no mechanic, I know that clutch replacement and potentially the flywheel as well, I don't even know what a flywheel is, by the way, is not an insignificant job. First things first, we just want to see when they can fit us in, and then secondly, how long they think it will take, and then obviously how much is it going to cost. I've been kind of hiding this away a little bit from online, but I've not been doing so well over these last couple of weeks, and yesterday's situation just kind of topped it all off. So it's been a pretty sleepless night. Anyway, so I'm going to phone the garage in about 10 minutes time. I'm going to assume that they won't be able to see us today. So at the very least, we're in a little paid for. We wanted to come somewhere that we could lift the bonnet up and be completely safe. We're in a little paid for, €10 a night. Quite nice, actually. And I kind of said, well, at least if we get stuck here, I'll be able to go for a run. But of course, I won't be able to go for a run because all my stuff's... Yeah, we didn't go back and get my stuff. So my shorts, my good t-shirt for finishing the wall run, and my hiking top. You know the way you randomly see pairs of shorts just land at the side of the road? Well, now my shorts are randomly land at the side of the road. So we stayed here last night. There is a freer about 10 minutes further on with the electricity and things. So if we had to hunker down for 2 or 3 days, then that's what we'll do. I just hope it's not going to be any longer. Yeah. Kind of sucks. Well guys, it's now a couple of days later. We have had the van into VW in Maribor. He diagnosed it, which wasn't very hard to do, just smell it. We were then able to limp back to a park up for a couple of days. And we've just limped the van back in again, and it's now up on the stilts, having the clutch repaired or clutch replaced, and probably the flywheel, in fact most certainly the flywheel as well.
And when they gave us the estimate, let's just say there was a few tears.
For those mechanically minded, think about what a clutch and a flywheel replacement plus the labour would cost.
For a whole day's labour.
And probably double that number. Of course, we don't really have an option because, the van's not drivable.
Actually, the guy was really good. I think he didn't know what to do with me because I was sort of worried about the cost, and they've given us a little bit of a discount.
Yeah.
I think he was thinking they're not going to be able to pay us unless we give them a discount.
So the van's in there now. It's probably going to be an all day. So once again, the cooks are vagrants walking about a random city. No one's died, no one's ill, but at the same time, we'd kind of, we were upset enough that it had happened, and we knew it was going to be expensive. But then when the final cost came in, it was
a shock. It was a big shock because it was double what we were expecting. Yeah. So that's obviously a shock.
You know what the situation does? It sucks ass. That's what it does. Well said, Mr. Graffiti Man. Well, we're going to make our way down to the library now, and we're going to sort of flip between the library, Cafe Nero. Nicola's probably going to wander around some shops here in Maribor. It'll be window
shopping, unfortunately, from this point on, though.
I might, start humming or something and see whether it'll collect some pennies by busking. And I was thinking about selling some human hair, but that's not even an option. So, well, I guess we will catch up next week when hopefully the van's repaired and we are hopefully still able to carry on with our travels. The cost has
impacted us rather
significantly impacted us, and we need a bit of time to decompress and decide what we're going to do. But we're going to call it quits here on today's vlog. We will catch up next week when hopefully the van's fixed.
Hopefully we're feeling a little bit better about everything.
Yeah.
But you know what? Everybody has trials and tribulations.
Exactly.
Where you live in a van or live in a house, something always blows up, doesn't it? So let's hope the van doesn't actually blow
I
up.
was about to say, thanks for that, Nicola.
There was a lot of smoke coming from it, to be fair.
There was.
I was a bit worried it was going to blow up.
Right, guys, well, once again, thanks a lot for following along, and until next time, most likely somewhere still in Slovenia, because we can't really move that far. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.